number one fan. I'm your number one fan. Gotta understand, I got a plan. Go for what you want, might be what you thought. You got a second chance. Gotta understand, I'm your number one fan. Number one fan.
Good evening. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition here on the KSN podcast on the Curse Social Network. We're here on episode 10. Wow, we got through 10 episodes already, and we're going to keep it going. And I got a guest that's coming on tonight that very influential is going to come on and talk, give us his story. He's a motivator, an ambassador. He's a leader in many ways. He could talk the talk, and he could definitely walk the walk and show it as well. And I want to get this special guest coming on right here. As you see the pictures, he's a cyclist. He, like I said, again, guy coming from a group where I rode in with Blood, Sweat, and Gears out in Harlem. He does stuff with Specialized as well. He travels the nation, riding bikes, and he's gotten a lot of people involved. And I want to give a hand and a special welcome here on the KSN podcast to a good friend of mine, Mr. Eric Graham. Let's give it up for Eric Graham. What up, E?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
It's good. We good. E, thank you, man, for coming on. Appreciate you. You know that I tell you many times, man. You one of the good ones. And I just want to, give you your flowers by you telling your story. And, like I said, we've done stuff together with Blood, Sweat, and Gears. We're going to get into that as a bike group out in Harlem. You do stuff with Specialized out in LIC, I should say, Long Island City. And you do a lot of other different things. You're in other different groups around the nation. So we're going to get to all that first. But let's start from the beginning, man. Let's start from the beginning, like growing up, sports, or just growing up in general. Like, I know you come from down here, from down this area, downstate, but you was upstate as well. So let's begin.
Yeah, man. Grew up in the Bronx. Lived out there for about 13 years off Putnam Avenue and University.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we was outside. The family decided to move to upstate New York, city called Schenectady, New York.
All right,
And,
yeah, right outside of Albany.
Right outside Albany.
Yeah.
And from there it was just more of like mom's always kept me into sports, from me doing taekwondo to archery to fencing to
Hold on. Fencing?
yeah.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
My fencing experience started in the Bronx, actually.
Wow.
I wish I could remember the program, but the program was on 170th and oh man, it's not Jerome. No, yeah, 170 and Jerome.
Okay, right at the train station.
Right underneath the train.
Yeah.
There was this like youth center, and they had this really cool program where they would get like people from the inner cities to do these activities, and one of them was archery. Fencing. Fencing is the one
right.
they put together, and so yeah, I did fencing for like 3 years. And then taekwondo and Shotokan is where I took a little further, to where I became a black belt in Shotokan, black belt in taekwondo, and then started to do competitions, to going to the Junior Olympics, to being sponsored by Adidas, so I've always been an athlete.
Yeah, see, you definitely see. This is why you need to tell the story, because this is stuff that I didn't know about, and a lot of people probably don't know about. This is great, man.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate my mom continued to put me in these things to keep me off the streets. It's easy to be influenced by things that might not be the best for you. But she just always was like, hey, no matter what it is, even if it sounds goofy or funny, or it's not there's no representation of us in these spaces. Like I still want you to pursue these things. So it was pretty dope to have
Yeah,
her and being the engine to push that off.
yeah, great, man. Shout out to moms, man. Definitely,
Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. Like you said, it's a lot of parents that do that. Want to make sure they give their kids some type of um not advantage, but um other interests out there. Just to, like you said, to keep them busy. Keep them moving. 'Cause you never know what they can be. Or what they can find that's very interesting in them. So that's great, man. Now,
yeah.
in high school, did you play any sports in high school? I know you did some running, but did you do other stuff?
High school, I did running. I did the 400. I did the relay.
Okay,
I I didn't care for track. Track was kind of forced on. I
okay,
was fast, but I just like, yeah, we have to do it. Um, Football was my sport, so I was a starting wide receiver and starting wide receiver, starting kick returner.
nice,
And
nice.
then basketball, I was good at it, but I had to work harder for it. Football came easy.
Okay,
Football, I was like, I like to be in those positions of like first down, third down, so things like that. So football was definitely my calling.
what high school, Eric?
So high school's upstate. So shout out to 518 Schenectady, New York, uh, where we was more heavily into basketball. Basketball was like nationally ranked and things like that. Football was more like within the inner cities.
Okay,
But even with football, like I was able to still like get my name out there a little bit more. Basketball was great, to a point where like we be nationally ranked, playing against Rice, Mount Vernon,
mm,
Christ the King.
yeah,
It was a cool experience.
good,
I
good.
definitely lived a varsity blue life on television.
That's a good way of putting it. Definitely.
Yeah.
um, Moving forward after schooling, did you kept on running to a certain point, or when did the cycling started coming in?
Honestly, cycling didn't start too much later. Cycling didn't start till like my my early 30s.
Okay,
So I was always fit, always playing like flag football, running and things like that. But I was involved in a hit and run accident, and I was walking during a crosswalk, and unfortunately a car hit me and kind of like messed my knee up for a little bit.
mm,
And after that accident, I was unable to run the way like I used to, doing like half marathons and things like that. So cycling kind of came through by a good friend named Melly. Melly was one of my closest friends, and during his accident, I wasn't able to run like I used to. And running for me was more of not just to stay fit, but more like kind of like a mental escape. And was unable to do that. And then I always had in the back of my mind, like, yeah, it'd be nice to get a bike just to kind of run around to the city, kind of chill.
mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
my friend like found this bike on like Amazon Market during the
Mhm.
pandemic. Right. And
Yeah.
it was just like a hybrid bike, it was not fancy about it, but like you couldn't tell me anything. And then when I got on the bike, it was just like, oh, I'm seeing New York City in a whole different way. And
Yes. Yes.
kind of put the battery in my back to be like, all right, like this is kind of fun to do. This kind of let's see what I can do with this cycling thing because it's especially during the pandemic, right? It was just like
Yeah, you couldn't. It
we
wasn't
were
too many things you really do. You had to do a
you
lot
couldn't
outside
do
stuff.
yeah, you couldn't do too many things, and the rules, the policies kept changing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then it was
Especially in the city.
especially in the city, right? It was just like, yo, like I need to be outside. I need
Right.
to
Right.
at least be like I'm an introvert, but like I need to be like at least have a two, 3 words with someone that's close to me.
Right, right.
So it was nice to be able to Psychic provided that in so many ways that I'm truly grateful for it.
So now, point you're in. Well, I know this, but you were in the city at this point, living down here in New York, and
Yes.
so now you get into cycling. Sorry, so sorry to hear about that accident that happened. You know, and what I'm hearing, what you're saying is that the getting into riding, since you couldn't run because that was more of your passion or what you were doing growing up, riding was that next step for you in your life, the next step for you for some type of extracurricular activity, but also fun and also networking, unwinding for yourself, you know. And then that's, to me, that's what it seems like, because look what you're doing now. You know, now you're riding. You fencing, you was football, basketball, running, and now you're riding. And then, like you said, going through that pandemic, and I went through that as well. I couldn't play basketball. You know, that's why I played. I played basketball, and I couldn't play because they had those limits. So a friend of mine's got me into. Well, I used to ride years ago, but not like what I ended up starting doing. You know, and when my one of my friends got me to the Blood, Sweat, and Gears group, he told me to come down one day to 125th, the West Side. You know, they leaving from there. They just gonna go down to Battery Park and back on that West Side, that the bikeway. I said, all right, you know, I didn't have the bike that I had now. I didn't. I think I had a old Panasonic bike. It was a good road bike, but it wasn't the greatest. It was heavy, you know.
Hmm.
And I remember the first ride I did, and you wasn't there yet, but let me tell you, I was tired, but I felt good because I felt relaxed. I unwind, you know, I cleared my mind when thinking about whatever pressures or whatever was happening during that day or during the time. And after that ride, I said I'm gonna come back and do it again. I think I was coming back every week, every other week after that. That summer 2020, and then from then I would just keep coming or riding with different groups. I was that networking part. I started talking to people. They told me about a group down in Brooklyn, Prospect Park.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of their name right now. It's
Century
not
Plus
Century,
Crew.
well, Century Plus, but it was another group
Oh,
besides
good
Century
call.
Plus. Good go. Yeah, good,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. They were riding, and then like I said, Century Plus. I met somebody in Century Plus, then I got with them. Then the lunatics,
Island
you
Olympics.
lunatics, yeah, you know you
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I just
Yeah.
it's people you started like knowing, like, yo, come ride over here, come ride with us. We riding here with different routes, and it was beautiful. And about now,
I think that was dope though during the pandemic, right? It's like I ain't gotta like assign myself or be like affiliated with this one club, right? It's like this is
right?
all new. We don't know what this really is. Like we just want to be able to get outside, and honestly it was really the fellowship that came with cycling,
Yes,
right? And in
yes,
my mind it felt like cycling at that time was the safest thing we can do to interact with someone without being too close to one another, right?
safest thing. And remember, the city streets were shut down, so we had those streets. We were running them streets. That's
Literally, like Times Square looked different when we was in those streets,
that was a ghost
right?
town.
Right. It was definitely like it was bad. Like don't get it twisted. It was bad, but then in some ways the cycling part provided something that I don't think any of us actually knew what it was doing for us. Right. It's
Right.
just being able to be outside, went against your face. Um, man, just talking to someone that's not
Yeah.
through the phone,
Through the
right?
screen. Yes, yes,
Right,
yes.
just be it like I remember doing those. What was that app called? It wasn't called Happy Hour. It was called like I can't remember the name. It's gonna kill me. But it was like we used to do like happy hour events after work. If you was lucky to work remotely, right, to talk to someone, to
Right.
celebrate someone's birthday. I remember doing like my daughter's graduation from middle school like in a car,
Wow.
right? So like
Yeah.
little things like that is just like it's like wow, this it's a different pivot,
Yes. Now,
right?
going off you, now you coming in, you end up getting with Blood, Sweat, and Years, and you're starting to ride in different places. Let's talk about that a little bit.
All right, so yeah, so Blood, Sweat, and Gears started in the pandemic. I wasn't the founder of it, but
Shout to
at
Ted.
that
Shout
time,
to Teddy. Sorry.
shout out to Teddy, shout out to Aaron, shout out to
Yeah, and
Tariq.
Ward. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
shout
my
out to
God.
all of them.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
it was it was a blessing in disguise that I didn't know that I needed. And shout out to those three individuals.
Yeah.
Um, but it was definitely a so in my cycling journey, I was just riding my bike on my own and doing, whatever rides, like riding from Queens to Brooklyn, things like that. But as the months and weeks were going by, people were like, I'm hearing more names about cycling clubs. It was Good Co, it was Island Lunatics. There was all these different clubs. There was social cycling,
Yeah.
which were cool and all, and nothing against them because I actually enjoyed what they brought to the table because it was definitely different. But like coming from someone that's a bit of an introvert, being in big spaces and not knowing everyone, I'm definitely don't have the energy of being the most outspoken one, right? So I tend to fall back. Um, so with PSG, it was definitely like it was smaller, but it was still in a still in an intimate setting to where like I didn't feel like I had to do too much. I kind of could just say who I am and do these rides.
Right.
Um, and if anything, Teddy, Enrod, and Tariq was definitely like very, very welcoming, like very like coming and talking to me and tell me what about the club, what it represents, and from there, just it was great. It was great. It was, and also it was nice to be closer because I lived in Queens at the time, so me going over to Brooklyn wasn't happening. Me just crossing, me just
Right.
crossing the bridge was easy to get to Harlem and do some rides with them.
Right. Yeah. So as you got into BSG, then you became a ride leader, and then continue with that.
Yeah, I became a ride leader, so it was pretty dope to be able to these ideas and visions that I have of like what a ride should be like, right? So it's
Mhm.
like I was they gave me the assets to be able to, yo, what are you into? And then present that into a ride. So it was like, yo, I love food, right? I love restaurants. I love going to a cool dope bar. And especially at that time, like bars are all like outdoor. You had to get two go drinks,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Um, but not like drinks to like for us to get like messed up, but just a little bit of a social setting of just being able to just like talk to someone new that you might have not known.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and then from there it was just like, oh, I can do like a self-defense ride. Um, like I partner with a dojo that's in the East Village, and we did like because we definitely had a lot of ladies that was in our rides, and you've been into our rides. Sometimes our rides don't end till like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then they have to go home after that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a dope idea to like present like something for them to feel safe, and not just one, but even men. Something that we can use when we doing these long rides and we're having a great time, but like we still want to make sure that you got home. And I think I love that part about BSG was the community that it brought because like we all would text each other in that group chat of like, hey,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Just got on the train. Hey, I just got home. And then like if you didn't hear from any one of us, you'd be like, yo, Eric, yo, Kurt, did you guys get home?
Right.
And that's something I always carry with me because it's like something so small like that is like it does it does a lot for the group. It does a lot for the community, right? 'Cause it makes you want to come back, right? It's
Yes.
like, oh, these people actually care about me. They want to see me, help, see me healthy, see me safe, but also like care enough to where like, like you matter. Like
Yeah.
when you speak, we listening. Um, so like, yeah, things like that was just always dope to be around.
You know that ride. That was what we're talking about. That part. Riding sunsets. What was it called? Say the
Chasing Sunset.
chasing sunsets. Yeah, chasing sunsets. Man, you had to get there by I guess 6:30. Ride would start, depending on
Yep.
whenever the sunset was coming down. You riding through
Yeah.
wherever we were going. We making sure we got done before that sun went down at least, and then
Exactly.
we enjoyed the time afterwards. We either went to a bar or we got some type of food or we just hung out for a little bit and then we rolled back. That was great. And you know what
Yeah.
I also missed? Well, I love it still. The long rides when we do like on Saturdays or maybe Sunday. Those rides,
Oh
like
yeah.
those 30 miles, maybe the 40 we did. I love that, man. I love those type of rides.
Yeah. Those miles was very humbling in the beginning.
They are. Do you remember the Bear
Like
Mountain? I don't know if I think you probably did a couple times, but I know I did one ride with y'all to Bear Mountain. Man, that was a ride.
I remember that ride. All right, so these long rides that we speak of is so there's a few of them. I can say in the beginning, I was definitely one of the cyclists. Well, I mean, we all were at one point because we know. Let's be real. Like cycling is not a. You don't see too many representation of us. It's starting to get better, which is great
Mhm.
to see.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't presented to us in the way it is now. But like I remember doing 9W and sweatpants and a hoodie with a backpack on, like right,
Yeah.
and like getting the looks from other people that are like more like into cycling and like looking like not disgusted, but like yo, he don't know no better.
Right.
Um, and now I can like sit back and be like, oh, I kind of get it, right? But instead of me like having that look, it's more like I would engage that person. Like I will like I wouldn't tell them right on the bike, but if I see them at the next rest stop, I would like to pull that person to the side. I'm like, yo, man, it's dope to see you out here. And if this is something you like, you might want to like change your apparel to be suited for these type of rides, right? So you can feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I also get it, you know what I mean? Like asking people to wear spandex is a whole it's a whole different thing,
It's hard. I'm
right?
one of I'm one of them. So I can tell you that now. I am one of
Yeah,
them.
it's
I
it's
can't.
it's different. It's different. It's different. Like I get it. You want to feel comfortable.
Right.
There's insecurities in some ways, some form of fashion. Um, but so like from like even my early stage of doing 9W long distance rides and to the rides I'm doing now, it's like I take everything from what I went through and then I embrace it into where like I want to always make a fun, safe, no judgment space. Like I don't care what bike you on. I would tell you what, hey, what this ride endures, but
Hmm.
I also don't. I don't want to discourage anyone,
Right.
and I'm really big about bigging people up because it's important. Like I want to see more of what's on these bikes. I mean, I don't. You don't have to do century rides, but I want to see you get these 30 miles in. If you only could do 30 miles, that's cool. That's more than what the average person is doing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah.
Um, I know you got some future stuff coming up, and I also know you would specialize as well.
Mhm.
So talk about that. What you got going on right now.
Yeah. So I'm with Specialized. I actually work at the Specialized location in the Upper West Side.
Okay.
Um,
What street is it? What
it's
street?
it's on 430 Columbus Ave.
Okay.
So even before I started working with them, I was an ambassador for the company. Um, so I guess I was putting the work in without knowing I was putting the work in with networking. And like maybe about 3 years ago, Specialized opened their first shop in New York City, and I became the first ambassador, one of the first ambassadors for New York City and Specialized. So that was a cool accomplishment to know that I was part of. Um, but not even just be a part of it, but also making a difference, also providing more of a space where people that look like me can feel comfortable doing these events, doing these rides. Um, and even not, it was just even just providing this 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 opportunity, this image of doing these a 50-mile ride, 100-mile ride,
Mm-hmm.
um, is possible, right? And we can do it, right? Or and then for me to be clever with using Specialized to help me like amplify my vision to be like, hey, I want to do a beach ride. Right? It's easy to sell that, right? Because it's like, oh, it's summertime, the beach, this and that. But like, I'm selling you the reward. But with this reward, you're gonna do 30, 40 miles that you didn't think you can do,
Right, right,
right?
right. Yeah.
And so when we get to these destinations, I can come up to people like, yo, you know, you did 30, 40 miles right now, right? And they'd be like, oh snap, I think that's how far it was. I'm like, yeah, you did it. Like, you know, and so it's been cool, like working with Specialized and networking with them and them being okay with my vision and supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the opportunity presented itself to me, I actually work for the company, and I was just like, oh, this is pretty dope. Um, and yeah, man, I'm proud of the work that I put into it and that the vision that I have. It's it's accepted and it's like it's supported, and that's if anything, that's what we always want. And then I'm working with I have these dope events coming up. So I used to do these. I used to be on. I'm still on a organized board for it. It used to be called the Giant Ride. Now it's called the Big Barrel Ride.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So this is like a group of individuals from different cycling clubs that get together to wanting to just keep it real, show out for their city. Like we want to like this is our city. This is what we do. And there's so many cultures. There's so many. It's just a vibe. Like there's so many different types of cycling. There's the BMXers. There's the fixies. There's the road bikes. The mountain bikes. There's the cargo bikes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a
Yeah.
big dope community where that we want to just put it for our city, right? We just no restrictions. There's no judgment. It's no judgment. It's just straight like all love, all support. And this year we're hosting a ride on June 7th,
Okay.
and and we're looking forward to it. You know, last a few years it started from us having the best year definitely was during the pandemic because everyone was in this situation, but it went from us having to about 3,000 to 1,000 to 500 to 900, and then potentially this potential ride is looking at to potentially have between 1,200 cyclists to do these events.
Wow. Wow.
And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the growth that came with it. It's not an easy process. Um, when we do these calls are like roughly like 5, 6 months that goes into it. But like everyone that's on these calls, it's like they just want to like give their best, and it's like there's no egos are pushed to the side. It's just like, yo, how can we make this work? What do you need from us?
Right.
And
Definitely.
I love being a part of that. And then I have, which I'm extremely proud of. Right now, I am on the committee board for those Harlem Skyscraper this year.
Okay.
So Harlem Skyscraper is um, a crit race that goes on every Father's Day in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crit race that always happens during Father's Day. It's at Marcus Garvey Park in Harlem. This race has been going on for about 50. This year will be year 54, right?
Okay.
So I didn't hear about this race maybe to like 5 years ago about this particular race that's been going on in my backyard. I had no idea. And I love the race. Every time I've been to it, like it was just really dope to see run us by us, and that just always been like a dope thing. And the opportunity presented this year, like, hey, we love to bring more attention to the Harlem skyscraper. So now myself and a few others from Black Girls Do Bike NYC,
Mm-hmm.
to Ryra Rizzi, to All Clubs LA, we are doing a weekend festival leading into the ride. So there'll be a community ride, two community rides to be like outings to do after the ride. Just more of like a celebration and a fellowship that goes into it. So this event starts June 19th, which is Juneteenth, leads right
Okay.
into Father's Day. And yeah, man, I'm overseeing the rides, the community rides, and the outings. And like I like to have fun. So I want to be able to get these rides in, get these miles in, but yet I want to enjoy what New York has to bring. I want to go to the lounges or the day parties and all the block parties. Like that's what we grew up on. And it's nice to be able to bring people that are not from New York to have a little insight on like how we get down, right?
Definitely, definitely,
And
definitely.
it's dope. It's dope to be part of that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
What's,
man, I'm
what's
truly
your
truly
what's
hyped on it.
what's your Instagram so people can follow so we can know that?
Yeah, so my Instagram is champ3223.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely follow me. As you will see on my page, I do a lot of destination rides. It could be rides from Miami. It could be rides into DC, Atlanta. I'm currently working to do more rides overseas between Norway and London.
Wow, nice.
And yeah, man, I'm out here grinding. But like it doesn't even feel like a grind. It feels more of like a I don't know, it's something I enjoy doing that doesn't feel like I'm working too hard to it, which is the best thing to have.
Well, you keep on grinding, E. And you keep on going. You're doing some great things, for all the cultures. And I really appreciate you. I always tell you that, but man, thank you very much. You're really inspiration for a lot of people that come on and cycle. I mean, just telling the story. This was beautiful, to hear and share. And I can't wait to put this out so people can really, see what this is going on, and what what you have going on for yourself and what you're trying to put out there for the community. This is beautiful. So
Nah,
I appreciate you, E.
nah, nah. I appreciate you. And even when you reach out to me, I'm like, yeah, you want to talk to me? It was just like it was very humbling. Like even even you reaching out to me and telling me the things you told me before, it was like you get so lost in your world and you just keep pushing and moving. And sometimes some phone calls, even some choice of words, even a text message can change your perspective on what you guys. So when you call me, you reach out to me just to check on me, like that did a lot for me. So it's just like I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform.
Thank you. Yes.
And
No problem.
you always been solid since day one. So it's like when you ask, I was like, oh yeah, say less. Like I'll make it work.
Same here for you as well. Solid brother. Thank you, Yenny, for coming on. And again, episode 10, we're finishing up. And I just want to thank people who are watching this. It's more to tune in and follow my man Eric Graham. He told you his Instagram. And I hope to see y'all there biking. All right. This is a great, great special edition here on the KSN podcast. Thank you, Eric. And we will talk soon. All right.
All right,
Peace,
man.
love. You already know. Good night, everybody.
Number one fan.